Good evening, Mr. Bakar Olubenga. I observe that you have been the first person to join in the last couple of days. Well done. That's good. And Mr. Adekunle, it's nice to see you online today. Right. You're welcome to another exciting review of The Power of Self-Discipline, No Excuses by Brian Tracy. And today we are learning the qualities of a leader. How many of us want to become a leader? Let me see your yes in the chat box if you want to become a leader, because today we're going to be learning those qualities that will help you to become a leader within a short time. Not just a leader, an outstanding leader, a celebrated leader. George Washington says that nothing is more harmful to the service than the neglect of discipline. For it is discipline more than numbers that give one army superiority over another. So chapter 9 is titled Self-Discipline and Leadership. What are the qualities of a leader? In the course of this review, we'll learn, the 4 stages of life. We're going to learn the 7 principles of leadership and so much more. Leadership and self-discipline go hand in hand. There is no way you're going to become a leader if you are not disciplined. You need to be highly disciplined. It is not possible to imagine an effective leader who lacks self-discipline, willpower, self-control, self-mastery. Right. So every leader, every celebrated leader, possess discipline or has discipline, self-discipline. And the good news is that leadership can be learned. Yes, it is learnable. Leaders are developed, usually self-developed over time through hard work, through discipline, training, experience, and so on. So what are the 4 stages of development? In your career or in your business, it is likely that the first stage that you have to go through is being an employee. Right, you are paid to do a job. Probably you're just out of school afresh. You don't have so much knowledge. You don't have so much experience, And then you begin to grow. You begin to learn. If you are the type who have an open mind, it is not everybody who has an open mind, right? And from being an employee, you move to the second stage, which is being a supervisor. So you begin to oversee other people. You can begin to check what they are doing. And from being a supervisor, you become a manager. Now, the company or the organization has seen that, oh, you have the capability to manage people, to give them instructions, to get results. And then they make you a manager. And from being a manager, they promote you to the level of a leader. And at this stage, at the level of leadership, you are responsible for what everybody does. If that organization is going to be successful, it is your responsibility. So a lot is at stake for you. You become knowledgeable. You just have to learn how to manage people, how to drive people in a positive way to get results. So the primary reason that people are promoted into increasing higher levels of leadership is that they demonstrate the ability to get the required results at each level. If as an employee, you do not prove yourself, nobody is going to make you a supervisor. If they make you a supervisor and you don't work harder, you're not getting results, nobody's going to promote you to the level of a manager. And if as a manager, you are not getting results, nobody will make you a leader over the affairs of other people, over so much work, giving you critical roles and responsibilities. Just like we saw about the author yesterday, Brian Tracy, said when he joined this organization, he worked so hard. He worked quickly and efficiently. If they tell him that you have several weeks to do something, he will start doing it the next morning. And within a year, he was promoted. He was overseeing like 3 divisions of the company. He had like 42 staff members under him. His salary became like the highest in that organization. He surpassed the people that he met there. Do you think that if he had not displayed the qualities that the organization needed to move forward, they would have promoted him? No. So what is one thing that leaders have? They have vision. Leaders have vision. That is one of the highest qualities that they have. If you don't know where you're going, you don't understand your own life, how can you lead other people? 5 years from now, a leader should be able to predict that, oh, this is where we see ourselves, this is where our organization should be. So you become a leader when you accept responsibility for results, when you begin to act, you think, you talk like a leader, when you can see clearly And if you don't know all these things, go and read about leadership. A leader is a standard bearer. You set the tone for the organization. You become a role model. People are going to look at you. If the leader is positive, everybody is going to be positive. If the leader is success driven, everybody is going to be success driven because you are the standard bearer. They are looking at you. You move to the left, they move to the left. You move to the right, they move to the right. The personality and influence of a leader affects everyone below him in the company or in the organization. So you cannot be a leader and the people under you will be confused. Then as a leader, you have to walk the talk. Don't tell people, do as I say. No. You should be bold enough to tell them, do as I do. But you can't tell them, do as I do, if you are not doing the right thing. Otherwise, that organization is heading for disaster. When you become a leader, discipline yourself to be leader-like, to be a person of positive influence. You must walk, talk, and act the part of a leader. Walk the talk. Don't do one thing and telling them to do the other thing. Perhaps the most important behavior of a leader is for you to discipline yourself to be a role model. Let people be able to look up to you. Let them, see that you have sound judgment. So without discipline, you will not be able to achieve this. Set the standards for the organization, set the standards for behavior, set the standards for relationship. Treat people right, and everybody in the organization will start treating one another right. But if you treat people badly, people will look at you and say, well, after all, the CEO is doing it. After all, the general manager is doing it, right? So as a leader, you have to be determined, be courageous, be persistent. Show strong courage, even in the face of trouble. Work harder than everybody else. You just have to be up there. That is what it means to be a leader. It means that you are up there and everybody is looking up to you. But you must also be humble enough to look down to people, so that they don't see you as one semi-god who is up there, who is not approachable. People must find you to be approachable. They must find your attitude or your character to be likable. You must have a likable personality. Otherwise, they will not be able to approach you. Even if there is fire on the mountain, they cannot tell you because they don't know, maybe you're going to shout at them or something. Set values and principles. The very best standard for a leader is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Set values and guiding principles. This is how we do in this organization. This is how things should go. And let everybody follow. Not out of compulsion, but out of a sense of belonging that, yes, this is our thing. If people are revolting in your organization where you're a leader, then it means that you are not a good leader. People should be happy to follow you. Now, what are the 7 principles of leadership? Because to be an effective leader, you must incorporate some behaviors and activities into what you do. So the first thing is clarity. Perhaps this is the most important responsibility. You must be absolutely clear, crystal clear about who you are, about what you stand for, about what you want. If you are confused, imagine what your followers are going into. Imagine what they will be feeling. You must be so sure, because you cannot lead people when you are confused. If you know that you are confused, just take excuse honorably. I'm sorry, I won't be able to lead at this time, because everybody is going to be confused. Be very, very clear about your values, your mission, your purpose. You mustn't be like this. You are yellow today, you are black tomorrow. You are white today, you are green the next day. People don't even know where you stand. You are giving one instruction today, the next day you are canceling it, making people go back and forth. They won't trust your leadership. Number 2 is competence. As a leader, you must have standard for excellent performance for the organization. Your goal must be for your company to be as good or better than your best competitor. And you must continually seek ways to improve in learning. You must continually seek ways to grow. Be competent. Be so sound at your job that it will be so hard for anybody to beat you to it. Yes. And number 3 principle is commitment. Be committed to success. Be committed to your goal. That means you have to work day and night. You have to go the extra mile. You cannot afford to give the efforts that other people are giving. You have to do more. Yes. You have to motivate people. People must look at you and say, if our leader can be coming to work at 7, I must also try my best. You drive them. Show some commitment that this thing can be done, it must be done, and put your full weight behind it. Number 4 is constraints. The job of a leader is to identify some of the constraints or limitations or challenges that may be facing the organization and how you're going to deal with it. Anything that is going to affect your profitability, your results, you know how you will deal with it. Maybe you use people, you use resources, you will dedicate more time so that the company can perform very well. You must foresee challenges ahead. It must not always catch you by surprise. Number 5 is creativity. As a leader, you must be open to new ideas, innovations. You must continually encourage people to find better, cheaper ways of doing things. You must not remain at the same level. You must not be archaic. You must be updated. You must stay abreast of what is going on in your industry. You must find ways to produce excellent results. If you are into products, you must make the best products in your industry, or at least you are getting there. You have plans to be the best in your industry. Then number 6, continuous learning. As a leader, you can't rest on your oars. You must brush up yourself, attend seminars, conferences, pay to go for it, and also encourage continuous learning in your followers. Encourage them to read books, to attend conferences. If your organization is financially capable, they'll sponsor some of them from time to time. The leader knows that the best companies have the best trained people. The second best companies have the second best trained people. The third best companies have the third best brain people. The third best trained people. And if you are the third best or the fourth best, it means that you are almost on your way out of that industry. So you have to strive to be the best. Invest in growth, invest in development, invest in learning. Even as an individual, you want to become a leader, you are not yet a leader. Make sure that you are growing, you are learning, because that is the thing that can take you to the top very quickly. And number 7 is consistency. You must be consistent in your character, in your attitude, in your work ethics. You must be dependable. You must be reliable. You must be predictable. You can't be changing from day to day. There is so much trouble in the organization today. You're shouting at everybody. You are confused. You are lost. On the day that good money is coming in, that is only when you smile and all of that. People don't even know what they are going to meet whenever they come to you. Maybe you be in a good mood or a bad mood, or be consistent. Today you're working hard, the next day you're lazy, you're roaming around gisting. No, you can't do that as a leader. Be consistent, be dependable. The one thing you must know, this is unpalatable, is that crisis is inevitable as a leader or in positions of leadership. There'll be times where you're going to question yourself. There'll be times where you're going to feel like, oh, the whole world is just coming to an end. The weight of the world is on your shoulders, But you have to develop toughness. You have to develop mental toughness, emotional strength, psychological discipline, and so much more to deal with crisis, because they will come from time to time. They will test your character. They will test your competence, your ability. They will test your patience. The people under you will test your patience. Some of them will drive you nuts. How are you going to handle some of these things when crisis come? You have to be calm. You have to be cool and collected. You have to be positive. You have to be in control. It is not easy, but you train yourself to do it. As I was reading it, I was seeing some of the things that I also need to start doing better. How do you deal with human beings? Human beings are not even some, the hardest set of creatures to deal with. You can tame animals, you can guide them, you can say, go this way, you go that way, you can lock them up and they will stay there, they will sleep there. But human beings, when you say go left, somebody will raise excuse me, ma, why should we go left? Why should we go left? I think it is right we should be going according to the law of rightology. Every human being must go right. When they go right and they reach a particular point, then they can now consider to go left. Excuse me, I disagree with you. Somebody will raise it. It may be meaningless. You have no concrete point, but they just want to show that you can't just control us like that. So it's part of the crisis. But great leaders discipline themselves to keep their fears and misgivings. You must be under control. Breathe in and breathe out. Let people know that you are in charge. And avoid discussing your fears, your confusions with your staff. Otherwise, they will start losing trust in you, like, hey, the way madam is fidgeting, the way your guy is fidgeting, there's trouble. No, it's going to lead to confusion. They'll carry gist around and they'll blow the matter out of proportion. It doesn't mean that you can't talk to anybody about it. You can talk to a trusted person, maybe somebody in a position of leadership as well, just for solution, not out of panic or anything like that. Get your acts together. Be calm, be positive. Know that God is in control and you are in charge as well. Self-control in leadership cannot be overemphasized. There's a relationship between the ability to discipline yourself and to control your behavior, as well as your readiness to lead, right? You must realize that everything you say about another person is magnified. So don't talk about people badly. It is better that you scold people in private. They will appreciate it more. Don't make people under you offended. Always think of it this way. It was mentioned somewhere here. Yes. Okay, it was Jack Welch that said it, that he encourages leaders to treat people under them very well. Imagine this scenario that one day the people under you now grow to the position of leaders or leadership, and then they rise above you. They now become your leaders, right? If you have treated them well while they were your followers, they will also treat you well now that you have become their followers. But if you treated them badly, how are you going to feel? These are the kinds of things that will make people to resign, like, oh, they can't cope anymore. I've had this kind of situation in one place where I worked. You can't cope anymore. How can this person be leading over me? Even though they don't have hope of another job elsewhere, but they would rather save face and resign because they know that hot pepper is coming their way. They've treated this person badly. Now this person has become the leader. Power has changed hands. They are not going to enjoy that organization at all. So they'll better leave. But you don't want that. You still want to be able to enjoy the place, have cordial relationships with them. They won't even treat you like a follower because when you were their leader, you treated them well. Imagine what is happening in Nigeria now. General Musa is now the boss of his former boss. So that is the way life is. So leadership qualities. Leaders discipline themselves. You must plan, you must organize, you must check every detail. You don't allow shabby jobs to pass through your table and you say, let's manage it like that, let's do it like that. No. You must be detailed. You must know what you're doing. You must be trustworthy. You must have an excellent spirit. And leaders rise to the top of an organization. You keep rising. Even when you become a leader, don't remain stagnant there. Keep rising. Demonstrate your ability to make an increasingly valuable contribution to your organization. Always justify the reason why you were promoted in the first place. That means you have to keep rising. Keep going higher and higher. No limits. And one of your primary aims in life is to walk, talk, act, speak, and treat others as a leader would. And eventually, your position will be equal to your performance. So even if you think right now you are not yet leading, but I tell you, you're a leader in your own right. You could be leading in your family, in your church, in your small departments, at work. Or maybe unconsciously, you don't even know that some people are looking up to you. They're checking all your attitudes, the way you behave online, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. So they are looking up to you. The day you mess up is the day you know that people know you. When you have not messed up, everybody's quiet. They're not saying anything. The day you make one mistake, that is when you know that you are not hidden. They know you very, very well. So that is why we have to be careful. Even if they have not put any title on your head, be conscious that you're a leader, you're a role model, and walk in that consciousness. Before you know it, you're going to rise into that position. You rise to fit into that position. The position of leadership is always there. You are the one that will grow and rise to fit into it. Opportunities are always there. Leadership positions are always open. But nobody can put you there until you prove that you belong there. That's the way it works. All right, we've come to the end of today's review. I hope that you got something. Please don't just learn. Make sure that you are implementing something. So before you go to bed tonight, have an action plan of one quality of a leader that you're going to start working on beginning from tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Ogbaje, also known as First Lady, and on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. I'll come your way again tomorrow as we review chapter 10, which is titled Self-Discipline and Business. You don't want to miss this. Until then, I'm going to see you. Be intentional. Bye. You're welcome. You're welcome.